Hey, we're up to another part of our conversation with Bobby Elliott of the Hollies. I'm John Beaudin from Rocky Street Music. It Ain't Heavy, It's My Story is Bobby Elliott's brand new book on his life with the Hollies. There'll be a link in the description of this video where you can pick up that book. Also in the links where you can pick up a Rocky Street Music t-shirt. We'd appreciate that. Help support our channel. Here's Bobby Elliott.
Well, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. Again, like you said, you can look in the audience and you can see people's reaction to it. For instance, you personally, did you know that was a hit when you'd finished recording it?
When we finished recording, I mean, the orchestration, the strings weren't added on for it was 3 weeks or a month later.
Yeah.
So the basic track was just Elton on piano, me on drums, and Bernie on bass, as I said earlier. And then the guys did when we were laying it down, Clarky just did a rough lead vocal, and then they put later in the day they finished the vocals off. So yeah, it sounded pretty strong then. But once we got the orchestration on, John Scott did that, and the choir at the end. The magic was there. Tony should have credit for that song because he found that gathering dust in a publisher's office in London, a Tin Pan Alley area. If we weren't writing good songs, he'd go out and try and find them, and he did that a few times. But probably He Ain't Heavy is his best example. And when the guy the publisher was called Cyril Shane, and he played Tony a few songs, and Tony said, "Well, no, I'm not too keen, sir. I'll pass on these today." Oh, by the way, what's this here? This there was a lacquer, a shellac demo there. Oh, well, I'll play it. I don't think much of it. So, and Tony said, "Well, I quite like that. Can I take it to the guys to play and let Ron hear it as well?" And that was it. Written by Bobby Scott and Bobby Russell. Yeah. Bobstown in Omaha, Nebraska. That's what it's about.
You guys played the Cavern, didn't you?
Oh yeah, sure. That's where Ron Richards first saw us, because he came up to because the Beatles had hit. Mm-hmm. The producers were all travelling north to find out what were in those days. Well, even now, there's the great north-south divide. The sort of joke about being north of Watford, which is a small town just above London, and really the southern people don't know anything about what's happening north of Watford. So these guys, like Ron Richards included, had come up to the Cavern. And other places as well, that the clubs in Manchester, the Oasis where we used to play. So he saw the Hollies there. That was it.
It's sort of a generic question, but I'll ask you, what would be your top 3 Holly songs? What are the songs you enjoy the most, whether it's as a drummer or not?
Well, the songs that we're performing, I mean, I've got to say Long Cool Woman, because I'm a rocker at heart as well as a jazzer. And that we usually close the show with that, so it's goes on, and the audience are up by then. So I've got to make that go. It's a goer. Again, I've got to go on the biggies, Air That I Breathe and He Ain't Heavy, because certainly sometimes when we play He Ain't Heavy, I can see if the light's just catching the first few rows, you can see people getting quite emotional about it, because it means a lot to people in this country. But then there are album tracks. I mean, we did. Let me see. There are tracks that we've never really performed. We did on the Buddy Holly album. We did a song called "What to Do," where we got Pete Wingfield on piano, and Clarky sings that so well. That is. I find that quite moving. That's one of my favourite Hollies songs, but nobody really knows about it. But so I can pick them out, even B-sides that, but performance songs, it's probably got to be those 3, Long Cool Woman, He Ain't Heavy, and The Air That I Breathe.
I just finished talking to Graham Gouldman about this. I'll bring his name up again, but I want you to answer, if you could, the critics that would say, "Hey, well, wait a minute, it's not the Hollies anymore."
Well, on stage, it's pretty much the same sound, because it's the same formula. We've got the lead voice, who's Pete Howarth, and we've got the high harmony. We've got Tony Hicks with that distinctive lower harmony that, when the Hollies first started, it was just a two-way harmony, and Tony came in and added that lower harmony. And when I first heard that, I thought, wow, it sounds like a horn section. You know, me being a jazz, I thought, wow, there's a horn section. So yeah, well, people can think what they want, but you know, we've never gone away. I mean, we've worked every single year since 1963 and before. But as the Hollies, we've worked every single year. We never missed a year.
That's another thing that's really important, that they were comparing you to the Stones as far as a British band that basically never broke up, right? Is that correct?
Well, no, wrong. No, people have come and gone. I mean, dear Alan has had voice problems. Poor guy can't sing really anymore. Mm-hmm. But Nash, you know, Nash has gone to great things. We're all still friends. The original bass player passed away, sadly, about 9 or 10 months ago, Eric. But yeah, we're still at it, and it's a great, it's a drug. You can't give it up. I mean, it's when you've done a good show and you come off that stage, you float off. You float off. I float into the dressing room, have my shower. And there's no greater feeling, and you just don't want to give that up.
Make sure you comment on our videos, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. And buy a t-shirt, help support our channel, link in the description of this video. I'm John Beaudin from Rocky Street Music.